Good morning. It is Tuesday, September 13th, 2022. I come to you with some good news today. We received a proposal from Mayor McDermott in the city of Hammond regarding this recruitment and retention issue that we have long been discussing within the membership. This proposal has been reviewed both by the Executive Board and Wage and Benefits, and we have a unanimous vote to support this proposal and pass it along to you and asking for your support in in what will be a vote on this contract amendment. Obviously, there's a nationwide recruitment and retention issue going on in our profession. This isn't a Hammond problem. This isn't an Indiana problem. This is a nationwide problem where our profession is having a great deal of difficulty recruiting good officers and subsequently keeping them. So despite our leading overall benefit package, I've been saying this for years, once you monetize our entire package, we're still doing better than the majority of departments near and far. But we are having an issue in this profession, and when you compound that with things like COVID and the recent high inflation, it's led to a bloodthirsty game of competition between departments in trying to attract officers. We heard you. We've been hearing you this entire time. I think there's a big difference between hearing you and not taking action, and hearing you and trying to expedite the wheels of small government. But we hear you, and the Chiefs hear you. Big shout out goes out to them. Chief Short and Assistant Chief Long have been crucial partners in this project, and they've continued to be cooperative with this FOP. They're members themselves, but it's sometimes hard in their position to toe that line between their position and their membership in the lodge. And I'll tell you, they've been at the forefront with this and doing everything that they can to work with us in trying to find solutions. So thank you, Chief Short and Assistant Chief Long. Jumping into what has been proposed. I can tell you that this is not a temporary fix. This is not a Band-Aid to the problems that we're facing. A lot of you have been coming to us with real concerns about money and finances and salaries, and this, fortunately, will address that. But as you'll see in other departments, in using their COVID money to dangle the shiny things in front of officers to attract them, that money will run out. What we're doing in this proposal is adding to our bottom line. Okay, we want to see this built upon moving forward, and fortunately, it will. And I'll get to that in a second. This will be a give and take agreement, though, right? Every negotiation, every agreement, there is some give and take, and this will not be an exception. There will be a couple concessions that we have to make in order to at least contribute to the cost of this program. This will cost the city $2.3 million. So this is no small peanuts when it comes to what the mayor and the city is willing to spend in order to improve our current situation and hire and retain good officers. The major concern right now is salary. As I stated, we didn't believe prior to this point that that money was obtainable, but because of what's going on around us and the difficulty that we're having, it has come to the forefront, and the mayor and the city is ready to make a move on that. So in this salary schedule, in this chart, you'll see our ranks listed from chief down to probationary patrolman. You'll see the current salary in the next column, followed by the proposed salary, the proposed increase percentage, and the proposed increase amounts. You'll also see that the proposed emergency hire salary is listed beneath that. And none of these figures are longevity and specialties. Okay, so if you're making any specialties, you can go ahead and add that onto what you see in this chart, in addition to the longevity level that you're at. There are no percentages in this chart that are lower than 10%, other than that of chief, which is at 6.2. The biggest increase, obviously, is for probationary patrolmen, right off the road, non-academy certified. They see a 32.4% increase. After that first year of probation, all officers go up to $70,000. Now, that $70,000 will remain up until the point of sergeant. That will be the first raise obtained by officers. It was important to all of us to really pad that bottom end to to recruit officers. We think that'll do just that. That puts us on par, if not higher, than other agencies around us hiring at this point. You'll also see significant increases across the board here. This is the largest increase that we have seen in this city. So this will put us substantially higher than where we're currently sitting. Sick time and terminal leave, I talked about some give and take, and this is where that comes into play. In this proposal, it is being asked that we redefine our sick time and terminal leave. Our unlimited sick time under this proposal would be eliminated, and we would therefore replace it with an accrual type program in which officers that have fewer than 5 years completed would earn 1 day per month. Officers with 5 years and up completed years of service would be able to max out their sick day bank at 60 days. So, for example, an officer with 2 years completed, having not called off any days whatsoever, would have 24 days, and he would continue to accrue 1 day per month until he reaches a max of 60. The soonest that he can do that is 60 months or 5 years into his job with the city of Hammond. Once you are maxed out at 60 days, if you were to use a sick day, you would accrue that the following month that you did not use a sick day. So that would be replenished the following month. That leads into terminal leave. Right now, the terminal leave that we have employed is a fixed time period. Under this proposal, your sick time bank would therefore become your terminal leave in addition to all of your vacations and holidays and personal days and everything else that you accrue as department time. So if an officer going into retirement has a full bank of 60 days and adds that to his 6 weeks of vacation and holidays and personal time, this will in fact allow for 3.5 to 4 more weeks of terminal leave. Now, we'll talk about how we're going to reconfigure that for the officers who are already in the drop, but officers who are planning their exits and planning their terminal leave will have to abide by this new setup. That's the crux of the plan. I know there's probably plenty of questions, so I'm going to try to answer as many of those as I can right now. One of the first things I wanted to know, obviously, was what we're using in sick time as it is. So in 2021, we could see that 91 officers didn't call off at all. And then another 12 called off 1 day, 15 called off 2, 11 called off 3 days, 12 called off 4 days, and 10 called off 5 days in the year of 2021. That's 151 officers who called off 5 days or fewer in the year. And then we've got an additional 29 officers that year that called off between 6 days and 12 days. Well, when you add that 151 plus 29, that gets you to 180. So 180 officers fell within the 12-day or less range of sick time or sick days utilized in that year. 2022, obviously, we're not done with the year yet, but as it appears, it looks like we'll be right on par with 21. So that being said, the majority of the department is already using less than or fewer than 12 days per year, and the majority of officers are using between 0 and 5 days per year, which is where we would like to see, right? This is why we've been able to protect the unlimited sick time for so long, is because officers are typically not abusing the system, and they're calling off for 5 or fewer days a year for being sick. The cost of that, on average, is about $300,000 a year to the city. So we are putting a little bit of skin in the game. We're certainly not covering the $2.3 million that these raises will cost the city, but we're putting a little bit back into the funds here, right? In fact, about an eighth of what it's going to cost total to fund these raises. As far as the timeline goes, this, if ratified by you, will take effect January 1st, 2023. If I've not mentioned anything else, any other terms of the contract, they remain. No other terms of the existing contract are going to be added, be taken away, negotiated, or changed. The new contract will still be negotiated in 2024 for the years of 25 through 28. As of January 1st, all officers will receive their maximum sick time bank based on their years of service. An officer with 2 years completed will receive 24 sick days in their bank. An officer with 5 years completed, or 60 months, will receive 60 sick days in their bank. Regarding raises, we have contractual raises for 2023 and 2024. The 2023 1% raise will be eliminated because it's obviously being replaced by this plan. In 2024, the contractual 1% raise will be upheld and added to these figures. If you are already mid-drop and you have a retirement date planned, you will need to utilize your sick time bank and your vacation holiday department earned time in order to get to your retirement date. If you have leftover sick time that goes beyond that date, we have an agreement from Chief Short and Assistant Chief Long that those additional days can be paid out upon your retirement. So your retirement date will not change. It's just a shift in how we use this time in order to get you to that date. Now, if you blow your sick time bank in the year prior to you entering into your terminal leave, then we might have an issue. But it's going to be your responsibility to keep that sick time bank loaded so that you can make it to your pre-planned retirement date. And Candace can help you with any of that as it comes up. So again, this isn't a perfect proposal. I don't think any compromise or contract is perfect in that. But as I stated, this is the end of the line. This is a one and done deal. Take it or leave it. Many of you have come to me and talked about the financial issues that you're experiencing. Some of you are saying you're having trouble putting food in your kids' mouths and paying your bills, and whether that's out of truth or desperation, this answers that. And, unfortunately, there are a couple concessions to be made. We hope to address ways of dealing with that. We hope to bring AFLAC in regarding the elimination of the unlimited sick time. As it stands, we're only one of, a couple departments nationwide who have unlimited sick time, and there certainly aren't but a couple in the corporate world with the same. So there are ways around it. There are ways of dealing with it on a individual level, and we hope to give you those tools moving forward. But the salary increase is certainly much higher than anyone's expectations. It is a great opportunity to go ahead and pad that lower end so that we can address recruitment and retention in the most beneficial way possible. As we're talking to officers who have left, and asking them what they're experiencing. These Band-Aid fixes are going to go away at these other departments, and this is a bottom line benefit that is being offered to you. So this is not that $5,000 bonus check that so many of you were asking for, but this is thousands of dollars each and every year in your salary that we'll be able to build upon moving forward. So we're asking that you think very hard about this. We ask that you really dig deep into these numbers. Come to us with any questions that you may have. We should have most of the answers for you, but if we don't, we obviously will go ahead and get those answers and get back to you. So I'll leave you with that. If you have any questions, reach out, and thank you for listening to me. Have a good day, and as always, please be safe. Thank you.